watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching. You're watching.
Soulful discussion.
All right, so hi, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How did we just meet right now? How did we meet?
How did we meet?
Our paths, how did they cross? Because it's a
Well,
crazy way, right?
yeah, for real. So I ended up getting stuck out here because my good friend ended up leaving me out here. So came up to you and asked you some directions, and you knew how to get there, and you brought me to the train station.
Absolutely. And so then I just asked you to interview for my YouTube channel. What's the interview going to be about? What are the 3 topics?
You said about how I feel about my feet, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the 2 other ones I can't remember, honestly.
Mental health, reflexology.
Okay.
Cool. Now, in terms of mental health, are there any topics that you kind of like research and you follow? Anything like that?
Honestly, no.
No?
Not really.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to be talking about like depression and anxiety.
Okay.
There's like a certain type of way that I learned to deal with it.
Mhm.
So we'll be talking about that today.
Okay.
All right? Reflexology, are you familiar with that?
I am
Have you
not.
heard? Okay,
Mhm.
cool. All right, so we'll get into that too. All right. Actually, let's go over here because we have a little bit more space over here. Let's sit at this one. Yeah, because let's sit here. All right. Yeah, here we go. This is better.
You're going to ask me about things that I'm not familiar
No,
with.
you're going to be good.
Okay.
Don't worry. These are your opinions.
All right.
And then try not to.
Okay.
So, first question. What's something you like that other people might find to be weird? And I'm using the term weird for a reason. It could just be a hobby you have that people find strange, or maybe a way you eat your food.
Like what I like, I think it's strange that I like hot Cheetos with like sour cream. That's kind of weird,
Oh, okay.
but I
All right.
like it.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. Has anyone ever made you feel insecure about your body or a body part before?
Yeah, I've had a couple ex-boyfriends.
Okay, cool. Now, is that something you still deal with now, or do you kind of have a control over it now?
I mean, it's still kind of there, like I'm a girl, and yeah, it's still kind of there.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of like how you kind of can deal with it so that you can function on a day-to-day basis, what are some steps that you take?
Probably just eat like healthier and just like, try to exercise a little bit more and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. And so, if there was one thing you could change about yourself, right? And it doesn't have to be physical, but whatever you wanted to, what would you change?
If I could change anything about myself,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be physical.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Can it be physical?
Yeah, it's whatever you want.
It'd probably be my eye color. I'd probably change my eye color.
What color would you want?
Probably green.
Green? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and so now let's get into these questions, see how you feel. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
My
them, you don't like
feet.
them?
I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with my feet. Honestly, I wear sandals all the time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty confident in them.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone ever complimented you before your feet?
Yeah, this one guy one time, he was like, "Oh my God, you have cute feet." So.
Okay. How did that make you feel? What
It
were
made
your
me
thoughts?
feel pretty happy.
Oh, okay.
Pretty secure. Yeah.
Because it was a good compliment.
Yeah,
right?
it was a good
Okay,
compliment.
Cool. Now, in terms of compliments you receive from men and women, not just about your feet, but in general, is there a difference in how you feel about the compliments, or do they feel the same?
They feel the same, honestly.
Okay. I asked that because I interviewed a woman before, and she mentioned that a lot of times women are taught from a young age to kind of be in competition with each other.
Yeah.
And so you grow up with that type of mindset, but when you get older, you start receiving compliments from other women, and you seem more like encouraged by it, more confident, as opposed to compliments you can get from men sometimes, where they're just complimenting you because they want something in return.
I agree that, yeah, well, because I grew up with 3 brothers, so like, I don't know, like, I don't know, growing up, like, if I got a compliment from a girl, I kind of felt like it was like, look, you look good today. It was kind of being sarcastic in a way.
I see.
But now that I've gotten older, it's like different. It's not like that anymore.
Okay, cool. All right, and so, what's my next question? Oh, okay. So if you were dating someone, I don't know what your dating situation is now, but if you were dating someone who's into feet, what would your thoughts be? Let me put context behind that. I mean, like, he would want to give you foot massages, rubbing your feet, kissing your feet, all those types of things. Like, would you be okay with that?
I don't think I would have a problem with that.
Okay, so you'd be open to the experience.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, when you first start dating someone, when do you think is the appropriate time for you to bring up like the things that you're into? Like to talk about, I like this, you like that. When should you say that?
Once you guys start like getting into that stage,
All right, so it's kind of more of a flow type thing.
Yeah.
Like once it's comfortable, then you kind of start talking
Yeah,
about
for
it.
sure.
Okay, cool. How often do you get pedicures, things like that?
Probably like twice a week. Twice a week, yeah.
You mean every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks,
Every
sorry.
2 weeks. Okay, it's all good. So every 2 weeks, do you have any favorite colors?
I like the white tip. That's my favorite. Like the French tip.
French tip.
French tip. That's my favorite.
It seems like that's always like one that women will go to if they're
Yeah.
ever in doubt. How often do you wear open toe shoes, sandals, flip flops? Things like that?
Probably like all the time.
Okay, so you're a sandal.
Yeah, and then plus, like I told you, Arizona's super
Arizona's
hot.
super hot. Yeah,
Super
that's what
hot.
you said.
So yeah.
So now, I forgot to ask you this. Have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before?
No.
So medical pedicure is when you go see a podiatrist, specialist of the foot. They basically take a look at your feet. They will look at your nails to make sure they grow correctly. Check your toe alignment. They check to make sure you don't have like dead skin or fungus. And they do all the work there. It's way cleaner than going to a nail salon because they use medical grade equipment. What would your thoughts be on like seeing somebody like that?
That would be cool. That would be really cool. I'd be open to that.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can just go check online. All you gotta do is just type in like podiatrist or foot specialist.
Okay.
And then it'll pop up and give you a whole bunch of listings.
All right.
Absolutely. So how often do you go barefoot?
What was that?
Barefoot, like without shoes.
When do I go barefoot?
Yeah, how often?
I mean, probably honestly, like when I wake up, like when I first wake up, like when I, go to the bathroom or the kitchen, and that's probably it. And then I put my shoes on.
You ever heard of earthing and grounding?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Like where being barefoot is kind of good, like
yeah,
on the
like
sand
feeling the energy
and
from
stuff.
the earth. Like
Yeah.
so usually barefoot in like dirt, grass, or sand. Or
Yeah.
just get the energy back from the earth.
Okay.
Would you ever try that? Because it's like a meditating type thing. Like if you.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would definitely be open to that.
Cool. All right. And so now, can you see what your feet look like up close? Okay. Put them up here. Oh, put them up here. Like turn. Huh?
I don't think I've been. It's because I've been out here in California, so.
Oh, it's all good. But just put them up here. Like put them both. Yeah. There you go.
They're not very beautiful.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You've been out here. You've been walking around. And
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What size do you wear?
6.5.
6.5. Okay. Well, extend out. Let me get you to extend out so we can see the bottoms.
Oh my god, I'm wearing sandals right now.
It's all good. Stand out. All the way. There you go. All right. Cool. How are you feeling right now? Leave your feet out. We're gonna do it through a couple more exercises. How are you feeling right now? The experience.
It was different. It was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, we're still going through it. I just want to know how you're feeling right now during the moment.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Cool. So let's get into the mental health of why I got started in this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So during quarantine, I was watching a guy's channel and he was talking about DBT. Are you familiar with that?
No.
So it's a mental health term that's about dialectical behavioral therapy. It's for people who suffer from anxiety, depression, people who like tend to not live in the moment, like they overthink situations.
Yeah.
So they're presented with a situation and they think about like all the negative things that can happen in that situation. So let's say, for example, you had a fear of approaching strangers, like you're afraid of that. Therapists would prescribe for you to go out and approach strangers.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Put yourself in that situation. Like it's basically exposure therapy.
Like get over the fear. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Exposure therapy. So they want you to get used to that uncomfortable feeling. And when you're in the middle of that situation, you start to feel uncomfortable. Do a self-assessment. Ask yourself, what's the worst that's going to happen to me right now, right? So, and if you can't find anything that's like going to threaten your life, your safety, do the opposite of what the negative emotions are telling you to proceed, because you could experience like good events, good moments, things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your thoughts about that DBT?
I think it's pretty cool, honestly. Like, people do have to get over their fears. Like me, kind of like I'm kind of like heights kind of scare me, and I was like talking about friends about going skydiving because I kind of want to get over that. And plus the adrenaline would be awesome. And
Do you ever get on roller coasters when you go? Or?
Yeah,
I heard that's a good first step to take.
Yeah, so I'm getting, I've been doing that, but like, I don't know why. Since I was young, like heights really scare me, and that bothers me a lot.
It could have been. Now I don't know if this is true, but a lot of times some of the things that we go through as a child, like an infant, maybe somebody was holding you super high. Maybe you had anxiety from that as a kid, but you can't really explain that to people when you're little. So maybe as you got older, you started to get that same feeling, and now it's like reminding you of your
childhood. It really bothers me. I want to get over that fear, so I think that's the best way to do it.
That's how you do it. You just kind of put yourself out there and try to push past that.
Yeah.
Right? So let's talk about reflexology. You said you're not familiar with reflexology, right? So it's about the different pressure points we actually have in our hands and in our feet.
Oh, I've heard something about that.
Yeah, exactly. So all these pressure points, they like actually connect to other parts of our body. So through massage, acupuncture, acupressure, you can actually alleviate stress and tension throughout your body. Okay. Right? So let's say, for example, I don't know if you ever deal with migraines, but there's a portion of your foot you can massage for migraines. Yeah, exactly. It starts at the top and it goes all the way down. They're basically broken into zones. That's what they call it, zone therapy. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's pretty true. I mean, I agree on it. I think it's pretty cool. Like you were saying, like one time I had a really bad headache and someone was like, "Let me see your hand," and they just like kind of pressed really hard right here, and it went away.
Yeah, the pressure point. That's all it is, and because it all connects, and then once you massage and you kind of push on those pressure points, it will alleviate that tension.
They pushed it like really hard right here, and it just like magically went away.
Because it's a certain amount of pressure you have to apply.
Yeah, so I definitely I like that.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, and so with that being said, how ticklish do you tend to be?
I'm really ticklish.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really.
Can we test it on camera? Would you mind?
I'm really ticklish. Nah, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? Okay. So what's the worst that'll happen in that situation? You'll be ticklish, but what's the worst that's gonna happen?
I don't know. I just like I don't like it.
Okay. Let me get you to do a couple exercises, okay? Let me get you to point your toes up like this, okay? From that position, let me get you to bend your toes up and make a fist. Do you feel any pain or discomfort from that?
No.
Okay,
I'm
relax.
like shaking.
Relax. Okay, spread your toes. Tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort.
No.
Okay, relax. Wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort from that.
No.
Nothing?
No.
Good? All right. You can put your shoes on now. All right, so in terms of my approach, well, actually you approached me.
Yeah, I did.
But I just asked you to do the interview with me. What did you think about my approach in terms of asking you to do it?
You're pretty respectful, and I mean, you seem pretty awesome, so I was like, I'm down.
Appreciate that. Now, in terms of the interview from start to finish, right, beginning to end, did you see how everything was going in a line? Did it make sense to you? Did you learn anything new?
Yeah, I think everything was pretty cool. I mean, you said you were looking into that stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. Last thing I'll ask you, from a mental health standpoint, right? A life lesson that maybe you've learned, some wise words that somebody once said to you that you can say to my channel that could be helpful.
Wise words?
Yeah.
Live every day like it's your last, because you never know when it's your time. So.
That's a good one. Live every day like it's your last. Yeah, take advantage of those opportunities. Treat every day like it's actually your first day.
Yeah, we have one life and that's it. So.
Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time to do the interview.
Of course.
And we hope that you have a great and safe journey. Okay.
You too. Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right.